Hey everybody, Ryan FMG here, and before we talk about today's deck, please pet the little corgi in the bottom right of your screen. That's the sub button. It's great to get some new subs with each and every video. So, today's deck is kind of a classic. We are doing a Morrigan Temptation deck. Why are we playing this? Well, last season and for the past couple months, this has kind of been a go-to deck of mine just for the fun of it, right? When I just feel like playing something fun, at least what I find fun, right? Sometimes this is a very tilting deck to play against, and it was pretty good last season. Now with this season, with all the new cards and how things are lining up, it seems like it could be a lot better. Not that I got new toys, but just because where the meta is. Also, it seems like whenever I play this in Champion Ring, I tend to lose because people are trying out new different things, or what's good in the meta might be kind of bad about Morrigan, or Morrigan can just punish decks that are not as streamlined as maybe they need to be. So that is why we were playing some Morrigan Temptation. Now this list is pretty similar to lists that I've talked about before, just with some meta considerations, like we're playing more Deadweight than Agony, because I think, Deadweight is probably going to be turned on more times than Agony will. Also, I am playing 3 Ko's. I kicked out the Devil Hunter Dante just because I like Ko more against red decks, right? Because Devil Hunter Dante is great, but red decks can kind of kill him a little bit more efficiently than they can with a Ko or Buki. And the other change is we're playing 3 counter spells, 1 Hidden Intent, 1 Maverick's Memories, and then just 1, one Soul Reflect, just to kind of try to cover our basis with a couple different things. And then, of course, we are playing tons of halt spells and foresights and just, ways to give our creatures evasion with Hookshot and Devil Trigger. So that's the deck. Let's jump into some games and hopefully win. Round 1 against good old Ouroboros. We can keep this. We have a Buki. So hopefully we can just kind of aggro out a win here. Unfortunately, our 1 mana split of not playing tons of Agonies are going to really hurt us because Deadweight probably won't be turned on. Hopefully we get a Hookshot sooner rather than later. And let's go for this. I was waiting till the last second because if they did try to kill it, well, is what it is. Now it's great because we have this. Well, we can't counter that. That's 3 life. That's probably fine. I don't think we do anything. They just want to get it in their graveyard, and that's okay. Because now we're winning this race. So we don't even really need to halt this or anything like that. We can, but right now I'm just going to net some MP and just kind of watch our Buki do work for us and be proud. We will definitely counter this because this is usually in here more for green decks that have like disarm and stuff like that. Okay, well that's good. As in good for them, bad for us, but they already had a monster in the graveyard. So, now this is a 3-turn clock. And we do have a Hidden Intent. Well, that's really unfortunate. And it's not like we can Hidden Intent that. Well, that stinks. I gave back 2 things. And now we play the waiting game. We have halt spells, which is good. And we're just going to halt this. Okay, so we have a hook shot, which is great once we find a Buki or Ko. I tried to do that, but not fast enough. That's okay. Okay, we have a Ko. We have a Ko. Also, what's fantastic is we can play Ko and then use our hero power. I didn't want to take the damage from the monster, so that's why we did that a little bit sooner. And let's go for this. I'm not going to dump out my hand because there's no way that this kills a 2, and Hidden Intent's not doing much here. Unfortunately, what you really want from Hidden Intent is... Ooh, but that's not enough. You're right, because, like, it's 5 MP. You really want, like, some 6 MP stuff. We could just do that. Yeah, let's do that. Unfortunately, we wasted our hook shot, and that's what we really, really needed. It's great that we have this. Let's do this, because it's going to be slow, and it's just going to save us a lot of time. I don't think we do anything here. It is free, and I guess right now we do just kind of want to turn through our deck for 2 flights. Let's do this, because making this, 6 is a lot better. Well, there's a Ko. It's going to be hard to push through the final points of damage without a Devil Trigger. Well, I think we already used the Devil Trigger, right? Oh, that's a great one. And they've already used a couple of Selfless Creations. Well, they have one. I'm going to do this, because agility is such a good keyword against all the halts, because you just have to keep on halting it, halting it, halting it. We'll say that's fine, because now we just care about halting these 2 dudes. And we do have a Monstrous Virus. Yeah, we'll just use this for free, even though, like, we still have this Diplomacy of Love going on, and the attack gauge wasn't that much. We just need to draw cards here. If I had, like, a Foresight, I definitely would have played the Foresight. Like, no. No, dead weight! Ooh, hook shot. I think I'm going to play this, because now we're just going to try to spam enough actions where this will be lethal in a couple hits rather than Ibuki just taking a long time. It is something to really consider and map out. I'm not sure which one is better. As soon as this is above 6, it's worth it. Oh my gosh. Well, everything dies, but now they just have this dude. And now they have this. This is feeling really rough. So we more or less have to do this. Okay, I guess we can Monstrous Virus. I don't think we have time, though, to actually win. Because, like, we Monstrous Virus here, but then what? We have to wait till we get 8 MP to, well, 6 MP to play Ibuki, then 2 to give it Hook Shot. I don't think that's worth, like, I don't think that's enough time for 30 seconds. That's unfortunate. It's games like this where I wonder if we could have played differently, but it's more or less kind of why I stopped playing Hidden Intent, because Hidden Intent feels so good when it does counter something, but it just misses on a lot, right? Since it's 5 or less, a lot of the things, especially against like this deck, that you want to be doing are, 6 MP, and that doesn't feel good, right? I guess I could just concede it, and I probably should have. Why am I wasting my time, your time, and the opponent's time? But, oh well. I got sidetracked with talking. Well, now they're wasting their own time with the Robins. You know what? I'll draw a card. The opponent's okay with us wasting each other's time. GG's, Ouroboros, GG's. Okay, hopefully we can start winning soon. Round 2 against another Ouroboros. We'll keep this hand. Right, we have Ko as well as a hook shot. That's fantastic. Being up against Ouroboros kind of stinks because of the whole dead weight versus agony thing, but hopefully our dead weights are, the bottom 3 cards. I would like to live in that world, please. Let's just play this. Okay, drawing another hookshot is good for later if they can kill our Co. So I think we're just going to do this before they can drop something so they can do a hard 6 MP removal spell. Ooh. We'll do this. And there's really nothing else I want to do, even though I would love to get this to like 9 attack, but this is fine. I do not want to play a Buki here. It's great that we have a Buki plus a hookshot when this dies, because I do not want to play this and have them Living Death or a Cruel game. And now we just play the this will never deal damage to us. Let's have this deal 11. Because now, as long as we play one action before this hits, this is a lethal threat, so it kind of forces them to actually have something. And let's just do this. And we win! That's how you're supposed to win with this deck. I think this league is just going to be playing against all black decks, but hey, forces us to see how good this is against black decks, and in this meta, we can keep this hand. Having 2 units is kind of okay, especially against Despair, where they have a lot of removal spells. I wish I had a hookshot. So here's the thing. I usually like to play a Buki first, but since we don't have a hookshot or double trigger, I almost wonder if we play Ko, because this just hits so fast, where sometimes it can be hard to keep up this HP enough. So I'm going to do this. Let's do this. Even though this is not the most efficient, it's fine because it gives us the most looks for a hookshot, and that's really what we want. Okay, so they used one of their hard removal already. And now we can play this because we could do this right before it hits. And we're going to.
Naughty, naughty.
And hopefully we just say no hard removal, please, opponent. You know what? I don't even think I care. Like, I care now to stop this. And I kind of care to stop this too, because I don't want anything to die, so then they can, so they are just like hand locked with what they have going on. We could counter this. This is a very aggressive line. I'm going to counter this because I want nothing to die now. So hopefully our opponent doesn't have a hard removal in hand and they don't get to draw any more cards. Well, if they have Tube Fox. Well, then my countering seems silly.
You can have one too. Here, this one. Come on, here I am.
We could counter that, but I actually don't particularly care about this. I'm just going to say okay. Because now I think we don't do anything. We'll use our hero power before like this or this hits. And also this can hit Ibuki once and that's fine. We can take 2 damage here, that's fine. Actually, let's do this now.
Just relax. All I want is
And Ibuki just needs to hit 3 more times. 2 more times? 1 more time? Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I'm not doing anything because I don't want to give them any free MP to play with, and we win. Awesome. 4th and final round against Oichi again, that is fine. Also, what is good about this deck is it, doesn't care about some of the heavy played removal. You know what? I'm going to play this here. I'm okay taking that 1 hit.
naughty, naughty. Get what
Because we're just going to dead weight. Hopefully they just don't have a hard removal for this. If they do, we have Ibuki. Whew, so far they don't. And let's just play this. Even though if this hits again, it just turns into the regular 2-Fox, and that's fine. It doesn't open up a board slot that they can, like, do something that would kill this.
Where do you think you're going? I can't hear it. That peaceful sound. Don't disappoint me now.
So we would need to play 2 more actions.
Here. This one.
You know what? I want to counter that. Because now we just need to play 1 more action for this to be lethal this attack cycle. And that's what I want to do in life. Now we don't need to do anything. Hopefully they just don't have a hard removal spell. And it looks like they do not. And we got there. GG's. Overall, we just went 3-1, and that's a pretty good showing, right? I like this deck, like I said in the intro video. This is the first time that I've played it so far with BOA being in the meta. And I do think it is good in this meta because, one, it's just shown its worth that even when it's not that good, it is still a raw, powerful deck that has a lot of things going for it. And especially when a lot of the decks right now are, you know, people playing with the new hero Oichi or other black heavy removal style decks. And this dodges a lot of that removal, right? Fate of the Unworthy, Murderous Spikes, the Ashford, and all those things, or Dark Destruction and stuff like that, it doesn't care about. However, some hard removal that costs more 6 MP and more like that, or Cruel Game, Living Death, really can destroy this deck. But when you're dodging that much low removal that is pretty universally played in a lot of black decks, it feels really nice. And this has a pretty good matchup against some red decks and green decks. I do think this is good. I do want to make some changes. I want to get Hidden Intent. There's a reason why I haven't played this card for quite a few months, because it feels so bad. What you really, really want to counter is 6 MP stuff, and this does not help you do it. So I think I would rather just play another Solar Reflect, because Solar Reflect is very good against green decks with Disarm, as well as red decks with Liberation Slash and, you know, Chain of Fists and everything like that. But overall, Morgan's still doing her good old usual halt and reap some salt from the opponent. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.